Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about where was Adam created according to Quran. Because I want to talk about this because their belief is so crazy. If you're a Christian, your answer will be on earth, in the Garden of Eden. And the Garden of Eden is on earth. But if you're a Muslim, your answer will be so different. Adam was created in heaven. Let us take a look. When you go on Google, this is what it says. Adam is created in heaven. And when you take a look, you scroll down, as you can see, this is the second one here. Where did Prophet Adam land on earth? Let us take a look. What is proven definitively in the Noble Quran? I love Muslims. This is why I love Muslims. They always say this is proven in the Noble Quran. What is the proof? The Quran. Where is the proof? In the Quran. Is that Adam and Hawa came down from paradise to earth after they ate from the tree. Came down from paradise to earth. This is what leads Muslims to believe that paradise or Firdaus is in heavens, actually above the seven heavens, even higher, where Adam and Hawa were created, was higher than the seven heavens. Can you imagine? Muslims or Islam teaches when we die, we will go to heavens or Jannah. Maybe Jannah level 1, maybe Jannah level 5, depending on your deeds. But where Adam and Hawa came from was even higher than that. Doesn't make sense actually for me. That's very strange. But anyway, when you take a look at the Bible, the creation in order is very easy. Day one, God created light and separated from darkness. Day two, separating water from the earth and water in the air. And day three, water on earth from dry land. God separated. And day four, God created the sun, the moon, the stars, and galaxies. Day five, God created sea creatures, such as fish, and then birds. Day six, God created land animals, and then humans. Day seven, God rested. We can read it from the book of Genesis, verse 1 to 31. Verse 26 said, Then God said, Let us make humans in our image, in our likeness. Let them rule the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the domestic animals all over the earth, and all the animals that crawl on the earth. We jump to verse 31, and God saw everything that he had made, and that it was very good. There was evening, then morning, the sixth day. So God created human on the sixth day. Very easy. But Quran is different. Quran and Hadith make it more complicated and confusing. Years ago, maybe about 8-9 years ago, when I just started debating with these Muslims online, maybe 8-9 years ago, I said to Muslims, Bible is like Quran, Hadith, and Tafsir in one book. And then, plus on top, it has chronology. That's why Bible is easier to read and understand. Quran, you read one verse, you don't know what it means, you have to run to tafsir. And sometimes Al-Qurtubi say one thing, Jalalain say different thing, and then Ibn Kathir just saying different thing, all of them. And then Ibn Kathir doesn't even help. Ibn Kathir just write down what everybody says. Oh, Al-Tabari saying this. This means A. And Jalalain says it means B. So Ibn Kathir tafsir is even more confusing. And then sometimes when you read one verse, you don't understand why the verse came down, and you have to go to hadith. But Bible, you don't need to do that because everything is in one book and has chronology, and that helps a lot. Surah Al-Araf, verse 54 says, Indeed, your Lord is Allah who created the heavens and earth in 6 days, and then established himself above the throne. Stop there. So, Surah Al-Araf, verse 54 says 6 days. Surah Fussilat, verse 9 to 12, saying 8 days. Let us read together. Say, do you verily disbelieve in him who created the earth in 2 days? And you set up rivals with him? That is the Lord of the mankind, or Alamin, mankind, jinn, and all that exists. He placed therein firm mountains, and he blessed it, measured therein its sustenance in 4 days equal for all those who ask. Well, I didn't ask, but okay. Verse 11. Then he rose over towards the heaven when it was smoke, and said to it and to earth, Come both of you, willingly or unwillingly. They both said, We come willingly. Then he completed and finished from their creation 7 heavens in 2 days. So 2 days plus 4 days plus 2 days equal 8 days. And then you go to Sahih Muslim. This is Sahih Muslim, hadith number 2789. Abu Hurairah reported that Allah's Messenger took hold of my hands and said, Allah is exalted and glorious created the clay on Saturday. He created the mountains on Sunday. He created the trees on Monday. He created the things entailing labor on Tuesday. He created light on Wednesday. And he caused the animals to spread on Thursday. And he created Adam after Asr on Friday. So every day here, according to Sahih Muslim, Allah creating something. All 7 days. And this is weird when you go to Surah Rasul or when you go to Al-Tabari, the first thing Allah created was a pen. But this doesn't talk about pen at all. So now even more confusing. If I give you Surah Rasul, it's more confusing. Right? This is the thing. When Adam disobeyed God, in Quran, it will tell you the story. Let us read together. Then Satan whispered to him, saying, O Adam, shall I lead you to the tree of eternity and to a kingdom that will never waste away? Then they both ate of the tree. And so their private parts became manifest to them, and they began to cover themselves with the leaves of paradise for their covering. Thus did Adam disobey his Lord, so he went astray. Verse 22, Then his Lord chose him and turned to him with forgiveness and gave him guidance. But wait, let us read one more verse. He, Allah, said, Get you down, both of you, together. Some of you are an enemy to some others. Then if there comes to you guidance from me, then whoever follow my guidance, he shall never go astray or shall be distressed. Everything is in 4 verses. A lot of times Muslim will tell you, oh, Allah forgave Adam. Wait, verse 122 says that. When you read verse 123, get down, both of you, together. So, Adam and Eve must go down. This is creating the confusion between Muslim scholars. There are 2 opinions. One saying the paradise is actually on top of a mountain. That's why both of you must get down from the mountain. But the consensus is it is above the heavens. Get down from paradise to earth, not from a mountain. And the second thing, the second part, this is important when you talk to Muslims. Allah said here, then if there comes to you guidance from me, this is after they go down. If there comes to you guidance from me, then whoever follows my guidance, he shall never go astray. So after he got kicked out from wherever he is, if Allah guides him, then if he follows the guidance, and then he will not go astray or shall be distressed. So the punishment is still there. The forgiveness is if there's a guidance from me. And Muslims do not understand this. It's just 4 verses. 4 verses. And you go to Bible, the book of Genesis still, right? You can read chapter 3, the whole chapter, from verse 1, talking about the serpent, talk to the woman, and then the woman gave some to the man. And then the Lord God called the man, where are you? He answered in verse 10, I heard you in the garden, but I was afraid because I was naked. So I hid. And God said, who told you you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from? And the man blamed the woman blamed the snake. The point here, none of them had accountability. They did not want to take responsibility at all, neither one of them. And then we can continue the reading until verse 24. 24 verses in comparison to 4 verses. Again, Surah Taha makes it like Adam got kicked out from above. That's why Muslims believe Adam he landed in Sri Lanka. This is their belief. In Sri Lanka. I don't know why he did not land in Germany. Why Sri Lanka? I don't know. The Bible also, from chapter 2, verse 4 to 14, is very, very detailed actually. I mean, it is not easy to understand, of course, but it is still give you a better description compared to Quran. Let us read from verse 6. But a fog came from the earth and watered the whole top of the ground. The Lord God made a man from the dust of the ground, and he breathed into his nose the breath of life. Man became a living being. The Lord God planted a garden to the east in Eden. He put the man there whom he had made. Very easy. So the Eden is on earth, and he created a garden in the east of Eden. He planted everything, and then as you can see here, the next verse 9, and the Lord God made to grow out of the ground every tree that is pleasing to the eye and good for food. And he made the tree of life grow in the center of the garden, and the tree of learning of good and bad. So Adam was put there. Eve or Hawa was also put there. Verse 10 and 14 is very also important. I want to read it because this is so we know where Surah Muhammad verse 15 came from. Let us read first. Now a river flowed out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it divided and became 4 rivers. The first one is Pishon. The second one is Gihon. The third one is Tigris. The fourth one is Euphrates. 4 rivers flowing around it, around that area, the garden. This is why Surah Muhammad verse 15 came. But because Muhammad was, well, he did not know anything. 4 rivers is, he thought 4 rivers was, they were in heavens. The first one is river of milk, river of wine, river of honey, and the first one, river of water. So 4 rivers. Because he did not know. These 4 rivers are in Jannah. In comparison, the 4 rivers here, they are on earth. Surah Muhammad verse 15 reminds me of Ganga River, or if you, in English, Ganges, the river of Ganges. In India, if you ask a Hindu how the Ganga River came to be, how the Ganges came to be, they will tell you the story. The Ganges came from the heaven, from above. Remember, I made a video how many years ago, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, how Islam is very similar to Hinduism. This is another thing. Both of them, they believe rivers also there are rivers in heaven. I don't know if in heaven there are rivers or not. The Bible usually talk about how God promised us rest on a green pasture where the river of fresh water running. But he did not promise us river of wine, river of this and that. So I'm not sure about that. But this kind of belief, I do believe came from Hinduism. Somehow Muhammad got mixed with Hinduism. Let me go back to this, the Bible, the book of Genesis. I would just want to remind you verse 26. God created the human to rule the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the domestic animals all over the earth, and all the animals that crawl on the earth. I just want you to remember that because I want to show you something else. But before that, I want to show you a couple of verses here. This is the confusing thing also. In Surah Al-Kahf, verse 50, and when we said to the angels, prostrate yourself unto Adam, so they prostrated themselves except Iblis. He was one of the jinn. He disobeyed the command of his Lord. Will you then take him and his offspring as protectors and helpers rather than me, while they are enemies to you? What an evil is the exchange for the Zalimun. The Zalimun is polytheists and wrongdoers. So because Iblis refused to bow to Adam, which is correct, if you are a Christian, you will not bow to a human, you will not bow to a creation, to prostrate. This is not bowing to a king. This is not bowing to a president. This is prostrating, which is weird. But if we can, let us continue. And the next verse, look at this. Uh, I, Allah, made them, Iblis and his offspring, not to witness the creation of heavens and the earth. So this is very confusing. And not even their own creation. What? Can you understand? Can you wrap your head around this verse? So Iblis refused to bow, to prostrate, and then Allah made them not to witness the creation of heavens and earth, and not even their own creation. This is very strange. But they are already there. Is it like Allah made a movie when He created all these things? And then when He played the movie, He invited everyone except Iblis? Is it like that? Because this is a very, very strange. I try to understand this, but it's still funny. Well, by funny means stupid. When I say funny, sometimes, or not sometimes, most of the time means stupid. And look at this, the next one, Surah Al-Araf. So this is another one similar to it. Verse 11. Let us read. And surely we created you, and then Adam, and then gave you shape. And in the bracket it says the noble shape of a human being. And then we told angels, prostrate yourselves to Adam. And they prostrated themselves, except Iblis. He refused to be one of those who prostrated themselves. What prevented you that you did not prostrate yourself when I commanded you? Iblis said, I am better than him. You created me from fire, and you created him from clay. Yeah. So now you can see how Iblis got blamed for this. Verse 13. Take a look at this. Allah said to Iblis, get down from this paradise. It is not for you to be arrogant here. Get out, for you are of those humiliated and disgraced. So Allah right away punished Iblis for not prostrating. Kick him out from paradise. But this is the confusion. Islam teaches that Adam was created in paradise. How the heck Iblis get to paradise then? And let me show you this one more time. Surah Taha, verse 122. 120 to 123. In verse 123, Allah said, get down, both of you together. Some of you are enemy to some others. So now, Adam, Hawa, and Iblis got kicked out from paradise. So, it seems like Iblis got kicked out twice from paradise. Because the first one, I don't know which one is which. Now I'm confused myself. But anyway, Iblis got kicked out from paradise in two different occasions. And this leads Muslims to believe that Adam was created in paradise. But what Muslim scholars fail to understand, in my opinion, is Surah Al Bakar, verse 30. Let us read Yusuf Ali. Behold, thy Lord said to the angels, I will create a vicegerent on earth. They said, Wilt thou place therein one who will make mischief therein and shed blood? Whilst we do celebrate thy praises and glorify thy holy name? He said, I know what you know not. There are a couple of things here. There are a couple of things you must understand. It is confusing. But one thing, this is seems like Allah will create vicegerent on earth. And if you ask a Muslim or any Muslim, who is that vicegerent? Who is that successive authority? Muslims will say Adam. What? So they believe Adam was created in heaven. But when you ask them about this verse, they say Adam. It was Adam. But then when you read the verse, Allah will create Adam on earth and talking to the angel about it. This is very confusing. And Muslims cannot understand. And sometimes, well, some of them they're lucky, they don't like to read. They don't even they're not even interested in Islam. If they are really interested in Islam, when they read Quran like this, very confusing, and then they will understand why Quran is fake. Not like Bible. Very simple. God created the Eden, and then in the east of Eden, God created the garden. He make all the fruits, the trees. He grow everything, and then creating 4 rivers came out from it, from the Eden. Very simple. And then God put Adam there. Very simple. When you go to Islam, it's very confusing. But again, the creation of Adam is, when you ask Muslim scholars or Muslim sheikh, they will tell you Adam was created in paradise. And you ask them, where is paradise? Above the 7 heavens. This is what crazy. This is how you know that Islam is not a real religion. That's very confusing. The sources are very random. They talk random stuff. Quran talks, everything is like has holes. Anything has very too many flaws in Quran. Too many flaws. We're not even talking about historical flaw. We're not even talking about um, scientific flaw. We're just talking about theology, just from the philosophy point of view. The flaw is just way too much. Sometimes if if some Christians or anyone want to join Islam, well, go ahead. Go ahead. I will be laughing for people who make that kind of decision, because it just shows how ignorant they are. Well, that's all from me for tonight. I've been talking almost half hour here. Thank you for watching and listening. Whether you believe Adam was created in heaven or on earth, God bless you all. Have a nice life.